Hey everybody, welcome to Live Q&A with Tom Vasel on August 14th, 2017. Actually, it's not really as much a Q&A as it is a GenCon preview, although I am keeping an eye on your comments here. And so if you want to comment on what I'm going to say, I'm not necessarily going to answer every question. What I'm doing here is I'm looking at the GenCon preview. It's on Board Game Geek. You see 558 titles on here, although we are going to use a filter on this because I think it's really, the filter here is pretty easy. We're just going to put here, let's see, category publisher, designer, any mechanisms. For sale is what we want. So we're going to apply that for sale. So instead of there being 558 titles, there is going to now be 381 titles for sale, which is still a lot. Not all these are going to be necessarily new. I'm just going to talk about them, and we can look at them. I was actually also going to go through the GenCon booklet, but for some reason they took it off the internet and I had not downloaded it yet. So, it is what it is. But maybe they'll put it back up later on. So, good afternoon to the people in Europe. Good morning to those on the East Coast. And for those on the West Coast, good morning when you eventually wake up. All right, so we're going to take a look at these games. I'm going to tell you what I know about them, what I think about them, and some of this is going to be completely uninformed, and some of it's going to be knowledge that I have, and things like that. I'm seeing lots of comments about TI4. That's obviously the big thing. I got my Apple Watch fixed. Yeah, they fixed it for free, actually. That was quite nice of them. Something like the battery expanded and caused the screen to pop off. So that is what it is. All right, so first of all, here we are with 25th Century Games, Robots Love Ice Cream, the card game. I don't know anything about that one, honestly. So let's move to the next one. Truck Off, the Food Truck Frenzy. I mean, both these themes, actually, Robots Love Ice Cream and Truck Off, the Food Truck Frenzy, I like. But that's all I know. King's Will. Okay, this one came in. I've already taken a look at this. This is a, it says ACD Blackfire Entertainment. I want to say that this is originally from another company, Spielworks, maybe. It is a heavier, you can Twitter me a booklet link if you want. Oh, well, sure, maybe when I'm done with this, we can do that. But anyhow, the King's Will is a heavier Euro-style game, but it only says an hour on it, so it can't be that heavy. We almost played it yesterday, but instead chose to play some games that turned out to be not so good, actually. AEG, Automobiles Racing Season. This is the expansion for automobiles, and I have this one. Actually, I haven't got it to the table yet, mostly because I need to hunt down a copy of Automobiles. I really like Automobiles, but it just didn't make the cut to my collection, so I need to get it from someone else. Custom Heroes is something I really like here, that Custom Heroes is a really cool sounding game. It's a trick-taking game where you make the cards. Card crafting that was found in Mystic Vale. This is certainly one that was on my top 10. And Cutthroat Kingdoms. I don't know much about that one. I like the idea of it. Guildhall Fantasy The Gathering. This one's kind of interesting because the last three Guildhall Fantasies all included cards from the old Guildhalls. They like scattered them throughout them. So this one has to be all new. Lovecraft Letter. I guess. I mean, yes, it's Lovecraft and it's Love Letter, but I mean, how many love letters can we actually have? Oath of the Brotherhood. I find this interesting. I did not actually like this game. This was a worker placement game. I played it from the original company, Disclus, and just really wasn't impressed. So I'm not really caring about the AEG one. Smash Up Big in Japan here. This one I'm very interested in because I like all the new Smash Up expansions. Unicornus Knights, I played this one. This is a really fun cooperative game in which there's a princess and she's going to go defeat the evil, and she's powerful and crushing stuff, but she's not, immortal. So you have a bunch of advisors trying to protect her and steer the bad guys away from her. Aliyah is doing In the Year of the Dragon 10th anniversary and Notre Dame 10th anniversary. Makes you think that 10 years ago wasn't a very good year. I'm jesting. I know some of you really like these two games, but I do not. Still, 10th anniversary editions are cool for them. Dark is the Night from Ape Games. I like the name of that. Dark is the Night. So that looks pretty cool. And Major General Duel of Time. I don't know much about that game. I think Z has this one, actually, and has been messing with it because it's a small game, and he tends to grab those often. Sheriff of Nottingham. Okay, well, here I am going to be put on my biased hat. Oh, I don't have a biased hat, sorry. All right, but Sheriff of Nottingham, Merry Men. This is an expansion that adds several modules to Sheriff of Nottingham. Also has a 6th player, which instantly makes the game slightly longer, but not much, because there's 2 people acting as deputies instead of 1 person as the sheriff. Of course, you don't need to add the 6th player. You can just play 5 players and add in the other modules. Many of the modules give an emphasis on the lying aspect of the game, so if you like that, like I do, you will enjoy those. And Viral, which is a really great area control game. We did a review on this one. Probably will do a live playthrough at some point. Just a lot of fun. I hope you guys like that. Ares Games, Galaxy Defenders Final Countdown. I think that's an expansion for Galaxy Defenders. And Sword and Sorcery, which I have not played, but Sam really enjoys Sword and Sorcery. I thought Ares Games would have maybe a few more other new games there. Artana Games has Einstein, His Amazing Life, and Incomparable Science, and Tesla vs. Edison Duel. Artana's an odd company. I really like their stuff, their theming, I guess, their ideas. Their games don't always pan out. Tesla vs. Edison I thought was kind of a broken game. I heard the expansion fixed it, did not play with that. Tesla vs. Edison the Duel, interesting. Einstein, His Amazing Life, and Incomparable Science. I like the fact that they're really pursuing this actual science thing. So that's kind of cool. Asmati Games has Innovation Deluxe. This is innovation with everything. Although I don't really think it's deluxe, since I thought the yellow version was actually a deluxe version. Asmati always has kind of not the coolest graphics. Some people like it. This very stark stuff. I love the game. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't. I have the yellow version, but they only released the first expansion. So this one's tempting just to get all the different expansions for it. One Deck Dungeon. I don't know anything about that one. I know it was extremely popular on Kickstarter. That's about it. Atlas Game has Murder of Crows. This Crows and Witches. The other one, Witches of the Revolution. I actually got Witches of the Revolution, but it just came in a couple days ago. It's not even out at the shrink yet, so I don't know much about it other than it's another witch game where witches are helping fight in the Revolutionary War. Someone says Sheriff expansion pushes the line because everyone had worked out it wasn't worth it. That's not actually true. If you do that, come play a game with me. You always tell the truth. I may or may not lie, and I might beat you. The truth, I feel, might be slightly more powerful, like 51% to 49%, maybe, but I'm just not that concerned about it. The game is all about lying anyway, and if everyone in your group just sits there and tells the truth the whole game, it'd be the most boring game ever. Cobra Paw, I just reviewed that yesterday. It has beautiful components, but not one I really like, from Bananagrams. Battle Hardened Game, 1750, Britain vs. France. Exciting. Bezier Games made a werewolf game? No. Werewords actually is a really good game. Just the werewolf theme. Come on now. But that's a great little game. And Whistle Stop. My review of Whistle Stop will be going up this week. It's a pickup and delivery game. It's fairly light. Light's a medium weight, I guess is a better word for it. Where you just move these different trains, and on this grid of train tracks, you're placing tiles and moving them, picking up cubes, and then dropping them off at other spots to get points. Kind of simplistic the way I'm describing it, but it is a simple game with some really cool components. I like how it looks a lot. Medical Frontier. This is another game that I should have played yesterday, but I had it at my house instead of here at the studio. But it looks interesting. I like the theme a lot. The Chameleon, of course, this is a great party game. And OK Play is a fun party game. It's very light, like on the Uno level, placing things down. It's a Connect 4 type thing, except the board is mobile. The board is not mobile, but it's fluid. You can basically, as long as it fits on the table, you're fine. Confirmed. Tom Vasel says Sheriff is boring, says Trevin. Only with you, Trevin. Blue Orange Games, of course, they're going to have a lot of people at their booth for King Domino because it just won the Spiel des Jahres, so that's going to be there. They might be showing off Queen Domino, the sequel to King Domino. I don't know, so people are going to be certainly swarming them. And then Photosynthesis, you need to go check out this game. It is an amazing game. It was on all 3 of our top 10 things we're looking forward to from GenCon. Brain Games, King Frog. This is a movement programming children's game racing, and it's, have I played this one yet? I don't know if I have or not. It's on my shelf. I'm trying to think if I played it with my kids. I definitely played Woohoo with my son. is a little game where there's a slide, and you slide the things down the slide. And Refruit, these are all kids' games from Brain Games. You probably know Brain Games best for Ice Cool games. Let's see. Brain Games with an E. Really? There's a Brain Games and a Brain Games with an E. They're slightly stupider because they don't know how to spell the word brain. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe it's a foreign way to spell brain. Alien Entity English 2nd edition. I know nothing about it. So let's jump down to Breaking Games. Asking for Troubles. Oh, this is great. This is a fun worker placement game, which I really like. It's very orange, of course, but it's looks like a kid's game, and kids can play it. But it's good for adults. It's a light worker placement. You get a bunch of stuff to chase away these annoying troubles. Sparkle Kitty also looks good. And Aura, I know nothing about it, but it's a hand management pattern building card game. Brotherwise Games, Unearth here. Now, Brotherwise has been kind of hit and miss with me. Some of their games I like, some of them I don't. But I'd say more recently, I've liked their games more than not. So this is one, this I think was my number 11 when I was making my top 10 games looking forward to. Bushy Road, Dragonborn Rise to Supremacy. This looks like a collectible card game. I'm not sure, but it says $14 for a trial tech and with booster packs. Yeah, pass. All right, Calliope game, Dicey Peaks. This is from Scott Alms, and Wordaku Fun spelled out. Man, this is the Wordaku Fun spelled out. I swear, that's like, if you look at that box though, it doesn't look like fun spelled out. It looks like a very boring game. It might not be. I just think that name is at odds with the box picture. Dicey Peaks, this is this one of the great games designer things? I don't know. Scott Alms is another hit and miss guy with me. I really like some of his stuff, and some of his other stuff I really dislike. Calliope Games has been on a negative spin for me lately, like their last 3 games I played of theirs I wasn't a big fan of, so hopefully this will change that trend when I try these out. Caper Games has Get Adler Deduction Game. I have a copy of that, but have not played it yet. Capstone Games has The Rural Story of Cool Trade. This is the second in this trilogy of coal games, which I didn't know there needed to be a trilogy about, but Jason is very excited about this one. Take the Gold is from Card Lords. I do not know anything about this game at all. Card Lords is a company. Well, let's see what other games Card Lords has made. Battle Goats, The Pirate's Flag, and Take the Gold. I don't believe I played any of those. All right. Catalyst Game Labs. Now, Dragonfire is their big release. They're really pushing this really big game. Dragonfire, a game in which it's based on their Shadowrun Crossfire game. This is a cooperative deck building game based in the Dungeons and Dragons universe. So this, we can hope this is good. I really do. And then they got a character pack already. And then Masters of Orion Conquest. Now, I don't really know as much about this one because there already is a Masters of Orion game from Cryptozoic, which is a fun game, but this is a 2-player dueling deck builder, it says. Huh. Well, all right. Pumped about that. All right, Cheap Ass Games has Kill Dr. Lucky. Dr. Lucky's Mansion That Is Haunted. There's an expansion for the game. Looks like another map. Pairs and Talk. Great game. Chip Theory Games. We have a coupon in a GenCon book giving a free Control Your Roll dice tray for every $50 spent. Huh. Well, considering the game costs $125, I guess you get 2 of them. Too Many Bones is a cooperative dice building game. I've given this one a very positive review. Really like this one. Probably my favorite game I played last month. A very steep learning curve. I'm not real keen on the graphic design, and yet I still enjoy it a lot. And Triplock. This looks like a much cheaper game. I'm not really sold on that cover there. But maybe this one's being released at GenCon. I'll have to go by and check it out. All right, CMON. This is a big company here, of course. Dream On is a... What is Dream On? Dream a little dream with me. All right. Communications is a cooperative storytelling game which you create a dream together. When the time runs out, you have to remember what happened in a dream and in what order. don't know if that sounds fun, but we'll see. Godfather, of course, fantastic game. Really like this. Area control, meanness, very fun gangster theme. Godfather. Massive Darkness. I don't have Massive Darkness, but looking forward to trying this one out because it looks cool. Sam and Z had a chance to play it at CMON. Sam liked it. Z was like, another dungeon crawl. But I'm certainly curious for it. And that's only 3 games from CMON. But they're going to have a lot of other games, I think, that will be there that were released at Origins or just were released. Like they just had Modern Art and a lot of other games that have come out from them recently. All right, so now we're at Columbia Games, Combat Infantry, Hex Encounter War Game, Crafty Games, Mistborn House War, and Nosh, an auction bidding set collection card game. Nosh. Cryptozoic, DC deck building games. Yes, if you like that. Ghostbusters, the board game too. Good, but not great. Another Rick and Morty card game? That's crazy. Close Rick counters of the Rick kind deck building. It's like, are they going to literally make a game for every episode of Rick and Morty? I guess the fans will just buy everything. I need to start playing a few of these games, but I suspect they may not be good. Fantasy Baseball. I've not played it, but Sam has, and he enjoyed it. He didn't say it was amazing, but he said it was good. Czech Games, of course, has Codenames Duet, which Jason loves. If that was, he did top 10 games at GenCon, I think he'd put that on there. I do like it, a good 2-player cooperative game. That's a question. I did a first impressions of that, where you ask someone, would you rather get rid of all music in the world or get rid of all color? And you have to like pick, or which one's more annoying, you know, people who text while they're talking to you, or that guy who takes 30 items in the 10-item checkout line. Daily Magic Games, 10-Minute Heist, The Wizard's Tower. I like the name of that. And Daily Magic does a lot of interesting things. Of course, they have Valeria, Card Kingdoms, Flames and Frost. I do like that 10-Minute Heist. The Wizard's Tower does not have the word Valeria in it. So that's a good step in the right direction. Their artwork is amazing, though. So looking forward to trying their games out. Days of Wonder. Now, first they have Yamatai on here, but that's been out for a while, so I don't think that counts as a new release. Ticket to Ride Germany. Now, Z has got me really on board with this because they made that Ticket to Ride Markland, which was moving passengers around. It's my favorite version of Ticket to Ride. And Ticket to Ride Germany's more streamlined version. I was like, doesn't need to be streamlined. But when he explained it to me, it does sound good. So they are going to have some copies of this there, as well as these 2 expansions, 5 Tribes, Whims of the Sultan, and Quadropolis Public Service, both of which I want to check out. Whoops. How did I do that? Get back there. All right, Bemused from Devious Weasel Games. This is like, it says hand management, take that, bluffing, and card game. But this is actually a social deduction game, really, where you are amused and someone else is, you are like, you hate them or you love them. It's interesting, it's good, but I don't know that it has any really deep, I don't think it has a lot after a few plays. But that's Bemused. I did a review of that one. You can see it. Devere, Fan Hunter Urban Warfare. I haven't played this one yet. I don't know why. I have, but a 2-player game. The miniatures I really like. Maybe me and Melody will give this one a try. And Fast Food Fear. I don't know if I've reviewed this one yet or not. I mean, I've reviewed it. I just don't know if it's been posted on the Dice Tower channel or not. Maybe I have. This was a speed. I think it was last week. I've reviewed a lot of games over the last month, so it's all tending to blur together. But this is a speed cooperative game that I enjoyed. Lethal Party is sitting on in my room right now. Looks like another social deduction style game. It might not be, but that's what it looks like. Affliction, Salem 1692. How many games about Salem do we need? That one looks really dark. Maybe it's not. All right, let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Just checking the questions real quick. Okay, guess we're good. 3 Secrets, I reviewed that. I thought it was okay at best. It's one of those games where you show people a picture, and then they just ask you yes or no questions until they figure out what's going on in that picture. Bang, Darm, and Dangerous, more Bang stuff. Dark Tales, Little Mermaid. I've played Dark Tales and enjoyed it. I didn't know that we needed like so many of them, but people apparently, there's like a big market these days for dark fairy tale stuff. I guess since fairy tales started out as pretty dark with Grimm, maybe that makes sense, but this is in that category. Deckscape Test Time and Deckscape The Fate of London, 2 puzzle games. Certainly you should get them. Eagle Griffin has Lisboa. I know people are going to be really running for that one because this game has been getting a lot of buzz. It certainly looks pretty. The designers are very popular. This will be a game that people are going. It was very, very popular at Origins, so I can't see that it would not be the same at GenCon. All right. Ellsworth Games has Catacombs Wyverns of Wyramura, which is on my shelf and still haven't played it, but that will be one of my first get-tos after GenCon. And they'll probably have the new boxed version of Catacombs there too, I would imagine. Emperor S4, Crow's Overkill. I think Sam just reviewed this game. We actually have a lot of, I think we have all 3 of these games, but I think the only one we reviewed is Crow's Overkill, unless Z reviewed Shadows in Kyoto. But it says that most 20 copies are available of each of these games, so people, you'll have to run. That's what the Japanese companies like to do. They like to put in like just a few games and then make you run for them. Although those are Taiwanese games, so. But for the games from Asia, I think they like to just have a few of them. Expedition, the role-playing game. I know nothing about it, but that cover is not doing the game any favors. Fantasy Flight Games has 2 new games there. Arkham Horror, the card game, The Path to Carcosa, and Legend of the Five Rings, the card game. Now, we all know that's garbage, okay? We know they're going to have more than that there. Although it's getting a little bit more confusing since Fantasy Flight and Asmodee and all them are one big conglomeration. So, as you can see behind me, oh, you can't see, but over here, I have the new Captain Sonar expansion, so that will be there. That's Asmodee, though. Madigo. Of all their big announcements, like, will TI4 be there? I think I would be dead if it was, because Sam would run me over to get to it. Will they have any of these, like Fallout? I think they're going to be demoing them there. Will they have them there? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they'll have anything new there other than maybe some expansion, some new X-Wing stuff. But I know they'll be showing these off, and they'll probably be making some announcements. Again, kind of surprised, because I thought they would save TI4 for their Gen Con announcement. So they must have something even bigger coming. I mean, between Fallout and TI4, those are 2 huge announcements. That's what I would have posted at the show. So we'll have to see what they're doing here. Fireside Games, Hot Shots. This was on my top 10. I really like the theme of this one, putting out fires. Gateway Uprising. This says Fish Wizard Games. Actually, this is another CMON game, so this is another game that's coming out. I did not play this one. Sam played this at on one of our, when we went to Kumin or Not, we recorded some playthroughs, so this was one of them. Oh, yes. If you haven't heard the news, yes, Fantasy Flight announced, some people haven't heard, Twilight Imperium 4, coming out Q4 of 2017. 524 Labs has Mintworks. This is a newish game. Okay, here's a bunch like this, and Sagrada. Both of these games have been out for a while from Floodgate Games. Both very fun games. Both I recommend. Check them out. Mintworks I really like. It's one of those few micro games that I think is great. And Sagrada is a dice placement game, which I'm always a sucker for. Flying Frog Productions. This seems kind of odd that they haven't come out with like any big new game. And this is some stuff for Last Night on Earth, some packs for that. And they've been doing some other things for their dungeon crawl game, but they haven't like really done a big new game in a while. Maybe they've run out of people to take pictures of. Wordsy from Formal Ferret, I just reviewed that. This is a game where you see a bunch of letters, and you pick as big of a word as possible. Fugitive from Fowers Games is a 2-player deduction game where one person is running, the other person is trying to guess where they are. Fox Mine Games. All right, so they got Head of Mousehold, Museum Heist, and Slide Blast. I played Slide Blast. It's a fun little connection game where you're connecting these water slides to each other. I like that a lot. Museum Heist, I like the theme of it. And Head of Mousehold, we'll see. I'm not super excited about that. Fully Baked Ideas has Adult Mad Libs. Next, Drinking Flux. Next, Stoner Lunacy. Next. Lame. All right, okay, here's one I'm very interested in from Funforge at Passport Booth, I believe. Professor Evil and the Citadel of Time. This was on my top 10 anticipated games. I really like the name. I think this was another one that was on all 3 of our lists. I think the time travel thing is cool. I like cooperative. I'm hoping, if by nothing else, the name of this one sounds interesting. Let's see here. FunWiz has Brew Dice and Sports Dice Baseball. I don't know anything about either one of those. I'm always really nervous about things like that. Galacta has Age of Thieves. Have I played Age of Thieves, didn't I? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. I definitely played Andromeda. That's an area control game. Ragers, Champion of the Arena. Did not like that game at all. This War of Mine, which is a very interesting game. A very depressing, cooperative game. Very good. Not for me. And Zombie Terror. I think that's because the guy was terrified when he found out they were making another zombie game. Gale Force 9 has expansions for Star Trek Ascendancy, the Kardashians, and the Ferengi. That's the people running for those. Star Trek Ascendancy just missed me giving it. I mean, I wanted to like the game so badly, but it was just too long and too involved, and there's no way I'm adding a 4th or 5th player to that nonsense. But I do like these races in the Ferengi, or Ferengi, or Ferengi, for all you Star Trek fans. I don't know how to pronounce everything. What is it? Ferengi? Ferengi, thank you. Game Salute has a pile of games. GameWin Games. Tiny Epic Quest. Someone told me this one was really good. I don't remember who it was, but they told me, was that you? It was Roy. Roy said it was really good, so we trust Roy, usually. Jamaica the Crew. Fantastic. An expansion for Jamaica. Z's really pumped about this one, and this must have been on his. He just did a thing of 5 expansions. I haven't watched it yet, but this has got to be on it because he loves Jamaica. I like Jamaica too. Game Right. Go Knights. Go Nuts for Donuts. I like that name. Loot. I actually have this. This is the new version of Loot. It's a very nice version of it. And Tiki Topple. This is another older game that they've redone. Go Nuts for Donuts, I guess, is from last year, but comes with a bacon promo card. Anyway, Loot and Tiki Topple are 2 of those like evergreen games that they've always done very well. You can see Loot came out in 1992, which is, what, 25 years ago? Maybe that's the 25th anniversary edition. Anyway, Gigamek has Halabagos, which I'm interested in a lot. I like the theming of that, being on an island. And Yogi, a dexterity yoga game? Sure, that sounds fun. Golden Egg Games, Edge of Humanity. I hope that's good. It's a card drafting game. I do like card drafting. Guerrilla Games has the Battle Station 2nd Edition, which is really beautiful and humongous, which is why you haven't seen us review it yet, because there's just so much involved with it. Just going through it is a bear. We will get to it, but it will take us a while. But it's giant. It comes with a big hardback rule book. Palaces, an auction bidding deck game. This doesn't seem like it's Guerrilla Games style, but I'm certainly willing to give this one a try. Stroop, which is not about waffles, but it's about like when the word says blue, but it's written in red. That's the concept of this game. Eric said it was a brain-bendy thing. Unreal Estate. I think Sam played that one. I can't remember if he liked it or not. I did not play it with him, so I don't know. Greater Than Games, Fabled Nexus. And the Greater Than Games has been split into 3 different companies. Fabled Nexus has Exoplanets. I have not played their version of Exoplanets. But I really liked the original one. I thought the graphic design was a little bit lacking. That is definitely not the case any longer. And they have an expansion for it. Fate of the Elder Gods. This game is getting crazy buzz. I have not seen this one yet. Certainly interested. This will be one of the first ones I want to go look at. Fate of the Elder Gods looks interesting, at least. I'm a little tired of the Cthulhu theme, but area influence, area control, that I like a lot. And I've just been hearing a lot of good things about it. Laser Riders, crazy. It's like the bike game from Tron. Spirit Island, a cooperative game in which people are colonizing the island and killing off the people there, and you are angry spirits trying to throw them off. Really cool theme. Fairly involved game, but I like it. That's a good cooperative game, Spirit Island. Oh, they got an expansion, Branch and Claw. Greater Than Games Sentinel Comics. This is another part of Greater Than Games, and they have another Sentinels of the multiverse thing. Green Couch Games has Outlawed, which I thought was okay at best, but Rocky Road a la mode, I like that game. This is one of those games that feels like it's almost too small. It feels like it could have been bigger, as you're just collecting cards and using those cards to fulfill orders for ice cream trucks, but there's a lot of game in that box. Greenbrier Games. Folklore the Affliction, another horror game, and Z-Apocalypse 2 Wasteland. That's an expansion for Z-Apocalypse 2. So, if you like Z-Apocalypse, you want to get that. Folklore the Affliction, I haven't heard much about that one. We'll have to see if it's good or not. Gray Fox Games. Dark Mountains, very, very good. Valhalla, amazing. Both expansions, play with them all the time. Make Champs of Midgard just absolutely wonderful. Get them both. Get them. Griggling Games, Destination Neptune. I didn't really like it the first time, but maybe the second one is better. Haba is there. Yay, Haba! Let's see. Caution Under Construction. Crazy Coral on the Hunt for Dinos. Prima Ballerina. Rally Run. Rhino Hero Super Battle. Forget everything else. Rhino Hero Super Battle is the one I'm most excited about. And the second one there is Tiny Park. But Rhino Hero Super Battle, very pumped about this one. They said there's only being 100 copies for purchase at GenCon, which is, I actually think some people are going to run for this one because Rhino Hero just is like one of those cult games, and this one has multiple buildings. The people who played it have told me it's really, really good. Homo Sapiens Lab, Bard Saga, and Juliet's Letter. I don't really know anything about either of those. IDW Games has Centipede. Man, I really wanted to get this one. This was like one of my anticipated games, but it hasn't shown up yet, so maybe I'll get it there. Outpost Siberia. That looks cool. Is that in a tin, though? IDW. Saikatsu. I'm very interested in this one. I like the three-way... It's a three-player game mostly, and stuff from your angle is how it works. I love that concept. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry. I stayed up late last night doing board game breakfast. And then we're getting up tomorrow early. I believe we're getting up at 3:30. So it's going to be a long day. We're traveling to GenCon tomorrow. Yellow. Okay, now Yellow has a nice lineup here. Mountains of Madness, as you see there in the middle. This is a cooperative play game. It's not what you're expecting, right? It's more of a silly, funny, madness party almost type game. You can watch as a live playthrough. I was like, I don't know, but I played it, and I really did enjoy playing it. It's fun. Sticky Chameleons is a silly game in which you're throwing these sticky chameleons at cards. I did a review of that. But Bunny Kingdom, folks. Our review of Bunny Kingdom is going up later this week, I think. Just we're putting up different reviews each day. I love Bunny Kingdom. It's one of my favorite games of the year. It's a drafting. This game is just so much fun for me to play. Then there's a new King of Tokyo monster, Ali-san. I don't know much about her. I know that she's a very popular online personality. But this is one of those times where I think that I get taken out of it. Like they made a promo character as a giant cookie. That works, right? They made a promo for us, the Iron Rook, like a big giant dice tower. That looks like a monster. This looks like a giant woman, maybe a 50-foot woman thing. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it works in the scenario. But I'm sure a lot of people will get it and fans of her. Indie Boards and Cards has expansion for Aeon's End, and the new version of Aeon's End, War Eternal, I'm going to have to go by and look at that for sure. And Bees! I just like the name of that one. Delve. Now, Delve's an interesting game. Sam has it right now. I did not actually like Delve that much. I thought Delve, we haven't reviewed it yet, and my wife's calling, so I'm going to answer this real quickly. Hello?
They told me I can't do it. You have to do it. It's your name. I'm the vehicle.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm live right now. I'm live right now in the video, so I should probably hang up. All right, so Delve. All right, so Delve is a Carcassonne type game in which you are going into a dungeon. I thought that the graphics are problematic. The corridors and one of the colors look the same. The pieces cover up stuff on the board. I mean, graphically, I think it's kind of a mess. And it's just okay for me. It's really similar to Carcassonne, but it adds like a story. I was just not impressed. However, maybe other people will like it. So we're waiting to play it more and get more opinions before we do our full review. Pirate 21, a betting game, and Witching Hour. One of these I've played. I want to say it's the Witching Hour one. I don't remember which one of these I played. Summit, the board game. Okay, Summit's a very fun... Yeti, Summit Yeti, that's cool. Summit's a game in which you're climbing up a mountain. There's a cooperative versus competitive. Interestingly enough, I've been listening to other podcasts, and everyone seems to be raving about the competitive game. I did not like it. I like the cooperative version of this. Work together to climb up the mountain. Yeti does sound fun, though, to add to it. Japanime Games has some anime-style games. Dynamite Nurse, Heart of Crown. Really, they are like a one-note company. Is it going to have anime girls in it? We'll make a game about it. It's a very specific audience. Jolly Roger Games. 13 Minutes, The Cuban Missile Crisis. I'm interested in this. This is based on the other 13 days, I think, or something like that, which I thought was a fairly short game as it was. This one's even faster, so looking forward to that. Roadhog, Rule the Road. This is the game that there was a documentary based on this one, where this guy was trying to get this game made, and it was about wizards and a thing. This was Jolly Roger's finally picked up. Jolly Roger's underneath Upper Deck. I played the game way back when, and I was not that impressed with it. So I don't know if it's gotten better since then. It's been years since that documentary was made. Junk Spirit Games by Order of the Queen. That's sitting on our shelves, but I haven't got to it. Cooperative dice rolling adventure game. I really do need to get to that, but really there's so many games on our shelves that we need to get to. Campy Creatures from Keymaster. All right, I don't know much about that. Cosmos. Yeah, all right. So we got Brutal Kingdom, which I think Z'd liked that one. Exit the Games. Those are going to be there. And there's 50 copies of the game each day, which I wouldn't worry about too much because you know there's going to be a gazillion of these available. Jungle Party Kerala. That's actually a really good game, Kerala, so you want to check that one out. Lost Cities playmat. Ooh. I want a Lost Cities playmat. I want that. Word Slam. That's a great party game. That's fun. L4 Studios War Quest 5th player expansion. Don't get it because you shouldn't play the game with 4 players. All right, level 99 games. We're like almost halfway through. Maybe we are halfway through, but we're only to the L's. And, I don't got much time left, so let's get cranking here. BattleCon, Trials of Endines. I can't even with these monsters. Trial of Endines is the 3rd version of BattleCon. Cell Swords Olympus. I really like Cell Swords. That's a game that you should check out. I wonder if this one's compatible with the old one, because that's a really neat tile-laying game. Literary Wizards by the Rights, Lone Shark Games, Apocrypha Adventure card game. I've heard good things about this one, but mostly from Lone Shark Games, so I don't know. But it's certainly one that I would like to see. Looney Labs. Okay, here's the good half of Looney Labs, as opposed to the adult half, which we looked at earlier. Chemistry Flux, Math Flux, and Nanofictionary. I'm interested in the Chemistry Flux if it's as good as Math Flux. Matago, they're going to have Sonar there? That's interesting, because Sonar is their shorter, easier version that I thought they were going to be putting in Target. I'd like to see this one. A 4-player version of Sonar would be neat. Mattel joins the adult party game. Ghost Fight and Treasure Hunters expansion pack. What are they adding? Oh, that's neat. I want that. Sail Away. I've not played this one, but Z did, and he said it was okay. And Wizards won it, which I really like the box cover, and Wizards won it, so I hope that it's good. That's true. Someone just mentioned that the TI-4 might be available for the Dice Tower Cruise. Yes, that would be an interesting game to play on a Dice Tower Cruise. All right, Mayday Games, 5 Seals of Magic. I wasn't a big fan of 5 Seals of Magic, so hopefully maybe they change some things. Mayday has done a lot of stuff with Hobby World games, but not all Hobby World games are great. They really fluctuate on how good they are. Mayfair, Baron Park, great game. Caverna, Cave vs. Cave, good game. Iron Dragon, English 2nd edition. Sure, it's fine. It's another one of those Cran Rail games. Mighty Boars is Vengeance. Mind Clash has Anachrony.
TI4, baby! Woo!
So yeah, there's that. But it's not going to be at GenCon, so except the demo. Oh, we're going to lose Sam for a day, aren't we? He's going to... We're like, where'd Sam go? Oh, he's over there.
Well, it's going to be a couple days because he'll play the rules for the first two.
Alrighty. Anachrony is a game a lot of people have really been talking about. I have not seen a copy of it yet across our desks, which is why we haven't reviewed it. We might have to go hunt one down at some point just because it's getting such buzz. Modius Mini Rails, a small train game with modular board, and Tulip Bubble. Tulip Bubble. I wonder who that's by. Because I know Scott Nicholson at one point made a game about the Tulip Bubble. The Tulip Craze in 1637. This is the second game on this theme. There you go. Mr. B Games has Madness at Midnight. I don't know much about that. Mr. B Games has been kind of on and off for me, so I'm hoping this one's good. We're certainly going to go by and look at it, and then an expansion for Alien Uprising. Nevermore has Spires, which looks very pretty. Ninja Divisions, Rail Raiders Infinite. That sounds interesting. North Star Games has Blurble, the English 3rd edition. This came out 2013. Why did I never play this one? Evolution, new playmat, and then the English Pool edition for Happy Salmon. So that if you thought 6 players was too few for Happy Salmon, you can buy this, get 6 new colors, and mix them and have 12 people for Happy Salmon, and then play it right in the middle of the Euro game section and irritate everyone around you. Oink Games is coming to Gen Con for the first time. A Fake Artist Goes to New York. Great game. Insider. Great game. I haven't played these other two, Masked Men or Startups, but I'm assuming they're both very fun. Osprey Games has made some cool stuff. Zoo Ball is a very good game. I don't know if you're getting your money's worth from what's inside it, but it's fun. Lost Expedition, Z likes. I love the artwork. And Dracula's Awakening, Shadows of the West. I have no idea, but that's a cool game. Dracula's America, Shadows of the West. Overworld Games has Leaders of Euphoria. Choose a better oppressor. That box looks smaller than mine. I heard that mine was the deluxe version and $22 for the standard version. So I guess the one that comes with the big guns is a deluxe version. I have to see the standard version now to see what the difference is. Pandasaurus, who is making some really nice stuff. I mean, Wasteland Express Delivery Service, Sam likes that one a lot. You can see a live playthrough of that last week. Red Scare sounds fun, and King's Life. Pandasaurus is on my hot, everything they do is hot. I'm going to check them out for sure. Perplex, these are the little gum pack games that Z, I think he's reviewed all these. Boo, Box, Dig, Jim, Orc, Rum, So, and Spy. We were next to them 2 years ago. I always felt bad because people were like clambering into their booth from ours. Peterson Games, Orcs Must Die, the board game Unchained Edition. I recommend you try this out before playing it, and then don't buy it because I don't really think it's a good game. Plaid Hat Games has more stuff for Ashes, and then my number one game I'm interested in is Crossfire. This is a kind of a bluffing deduction, social deduction style game by Emerson Matsuuchi. Fantastic game. At least it was when I played it 2 years ago. But this one looks good. I love the artwork. They also have Dead of Winter, War in Colonies. I don't know how excited I am about this because Dead of Winter is a fine game. It's a lot of fun. I didn't know that we needed more people and more stuff. I thought the game was finished. This is one of those expansions where I will end up playing it, I'm sure, but I'm not super pumped about it. Plan B Games. All right, Century Golem Edition. You can get a free copy of it if you're like one of the first 40 people to get there. Century Spice Road. Well, they're the same game, just two different themes. But they also have the giant version of Flick 'em Up there. It's not on this list, but it's going to be there. Play With Us Design has Avi's, which I have not played, but I did get it wet completely in the rain. That's great. And Cheers, which I did play, and you'll see my review of that in a few weeks, but it's not a very good game at all. First Martians, definitely one of the hottest games at the convention. We have our copy. It's a really heavy game. I mean, as in heavy, but it's also a heavy rules game. So we're going to need to play it a bit before you see our review of that one. Flick 'em Up, Dead of Winter. This is from Pretzel Games, which is with Mr. B Games. Not Mr. B, Plan B Games. Sam and I did a review of this one. I like it a lot. I like Flick 'em Up better, but Sam likes this one better. Queen Games has Immortals, which is a riff on Wallenstein and Samurai. And whoa. Oh no, I don't know how to get at it. Oh, there we go. Oh, maybe I should be doing this. Ooh, that's bigger now. Okay, anyway, Immortals is a fun game. We'll be doing a full review of that one eventually, but we did a first impressions of it earlier. All right, Quick Simple Fun Games has Gold Raiders and Knoxford. I honestly don't know anything about either one of these games, but Quick Simple Fun Games does put out quick, simple games. So, and fun, sorry. We'll have to take a look at both of those. Quinted Games has La Cosa Nostra. I never played that one, although I'm interested in it. And Papa Plato, which I thought was an okay game. And Vanuatu, which I hear a lot of people really enjoy that one. R&R Games, Dragon Island. I like the art on that one, but more dragons, so I don't know. But 60 minutes, tile placement, $50 from R&R Games. They don't make too many of these big box games, so there's that one. In and out or out, make up your mind. I'm out. Maybe, no, I'm in. I don't know, actually. Time's Up. No, I didn't learn just how to use my browser. It just didn't occur to me to zoom my browser in. It makes more sense. But I usually do it by accident by hitting the right key thing. More Time's Up stuff. There's a new edition of Time's Up Title Recall and a new version of Time's Up, 2017 version. We're going to have a custom pack of Time's Up cards for Title Recall that you can come by our booth and get. Rather Dashing has Element, which a lot of people are talking about, and This Belongs in a Museum, which is a great title for a game. Bitter Up. Go get that one. Seriously. From Ravensburger. That is a fun game. That cover does not like inspire, like what? You're bidding for animals? This game is amazingly fun. One of my favorite games that I played. Crazy Words. This one is, it's okay. You get a bunch of letters and you make up a word, and then people have to guess which word matches which category. Just played another game of that called Really Bad Artists, I think. Really Bad Drawing. Something to that effect. Which did a better job. Crazy Words is not as good. Vegas Dice Game. Target exclusive, but it's at GenCon. Pictopia, Harry Potter edition and Marvel Cinematic edition. I got both of those, but I'm not finding. I got to find the right people to play them with. Marvel Cinematic, I'm going to crush somebody at that one, and Harry Potter, I'll probably get crushed by everyone I play with. Quest for El Dorado, this was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to go check this one out. We did a review of this one. I think a lot of people are going to like this. It's a deck-building racing game. Red Raven Games has Klondike Rush. Red Raven just makes amazing stuff, so I'm assuming this is amazing. Let's see here, just checking about the... We love Crazy Words. It's sort of a reverse balderdash where you make up the words for the definitions. Yeah, it's just not as funny, right? You can make really funny definitions. You get a bunch of letters, you got to make a word out of those. It's not always funny. And it doesn't make sense. And there's only so many times you can make a word like vulubala. You know, it's not nearly as good as this is balderdash, and Crazy Words is underneath the table. Atlas Enchanted Lands. Okay, here we're at Renegade Game Studios. They got a lot of hot stuff. Atlas Enchanted Lands. This one I'm not as keen on. I played it with Z, was not impressed with it at all. He said, I don't want to tell you what I think of it. I want you to play this with you, and then you tell me what you think. And we played it, and I was like, It just felt like a lesser Lost Cities type style game. Pretty artwork, though. Ex Libris, this one is like getting crazy buzz. Flip Ships is a great, fun dexterity game. Fox in the Forest, I've heard this is a good trick-taking game. Raiders of the North Sea, nominated for the Kenner Spiel. I know it's good. Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Card Game. That's going to sell because people like Scott Pilgrim. And Sentient, which I still haven't played, but I need to because I heard it's really good. Repo's production has Secrets, which just showed up at our house. Not enough time for us to play it. Restoration Games, amazing stuff these guys have. Downforce, Indulgence, and Stop Thief. I recommend all three of those, but if you only get one, get Downforce. Rio Grande has Bonanza the Duel. Coal Country, which looks awful. Okay, I'm not just bagging on Rio Grande. Link is a very good game. Oktoberfest, that's a great cover. The game itself doesn't look as exciting, but hopefully I'll get that one to the table soon. Roxley as Santorini. Highly recommend this two-player abstract game. Skyward from Rule and Make. This one looks really cool. Shoot Again Games has a Pinball Showdown. I saw a little bit of this at Origins. I want to look at it more. Pinball theme is a theme I like a lot, so I'm excited about that. The Climbers. This is from Simply Complex, which is a Capstone Games. This is their lighter games, and this is actually a reprint. You can see it's 2008, and it's a 3D style game. We'll see how well this one takes off. Sit Down has Magic Maze, which was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres. Great game. All 3 games nominated for the Spiel des Jahres, including the winner, will be at GenCon. All 3 are worth your time to take a look at. Slugfest Games, shockingly, has another Red Dragon Inn thing. Smirk and Dagger Games has more Cutthroat Caverns. Actually, it's been a while since they've added more Cutthroat Caverns. And Paramedics Clear, which is the very opposite of what they normally do, because Smirk and Dagger usually does games where you're stabbing the other person. This is a more positive thing, where you are trying to help people survive. Soda Pop Miniatures has miniatures. Sosa Studio has Mini Park. Z just played Mini Park, and I think he said it was decent. Village of Horror. We have this game, but we have not played it yet. Space Cowboys, Cities of Splendor. Melody and I reviewed that one last week. It adds 4 modules. I like 3 of the 4 modules. The 4th was like, Might be a little high price point for what you're getting here, but if you like Splendor, you will like the stuff this adds. Time Stories Lumen Fide. You can watch a review for that one. And they have the unlock formulas. I like this one, Squeaking Sausage, and the formula, and I did not like the Island of Dr. Gorse. But a lot of people do like that one. I didn't like it because it splits the party. Steam Forge Games has some stuff here. Steve Jackson game, Weretoons, and Port Royale. Fantastic game. I'm not sold on this cover. It doesn't look nearly as nice and cool as the Pegasus version, but I'm hoping this one's good. Stoneblade Entertainment has Ascension Alliances, where you can work with someone. Still needs to get to my table, but this one will be reviewed within the month. And Valley of the Ancients for Ascension. That's another promo card. Okay, promo card stuff. Stonemeyer's has Between Two Cities Capitals, but most people are going to go over there and say, do you have Charterstone? Can we look at Charterstone? That's why people are going to go to that booth. Stronghold Games. I heard of this company. Are they new? City of Spies expansion, Cottage Garden. Great tile laying game. Although, Cottage Garden versus Barren Park. That's going to be a tough call. I think I'll pick Barren Park, but for now, they're both in my collection. Dark Moon Shadow Corporation. I thought Dark Moon was a decent game, not great, so I don't know what this will change about it. Flamme Rouge is a racing game that everyone in the world except me likes. But Nation's the dice game, this expansion. That's cool. And the maps for Terraforming Mars, they're going to sell out. The maps for Terraforming Mars, people are going to run there and buy them. They'll be gone. Stuff by Bez, Webel. All right. Table Forge, Katao. I don't know anything about those 2 games. Tasty Minstrel. Okay, I'm always interested in what Tasty Minstrel has. Jiraku, that looks really good. And Lemuria, that looks good. Okie Dokie, Cooperative. I think I have this one. I don't think I've played it yet, though. Orleans, Trade and Intrigue, go buy it right now. If you like Orleans, this is an amazing, fun expansion. Actually, the trade part. The intrigue part is not good, but the trade part is amazing. And Samara, a game I've not yet played, but I have. I'm sitting on it. I want to get it to the table soon. Third World Studios. This one's a surprise for me. There's an expansion for Arcane Academy, Advanced Arithmancy. Now, Arcane Academy is a really good game, but it didn't seem like a lot of people talked about it, so I was surprised that they have an expansion for it, but I'm glad that they do. Festival of 1,000 Cats. I think my review for that goes up this week. It is a trick-taking style game, which is too complicated for its own good. I like the idea of it. There's a lot of good things, but there's just too many fiddly parts of it. Let's see. Aventura Adventure Card Game. Aventuria Adventure Card Game. Also known as Be As Generic As Possible with Our Cover. Ultra Pro, Battle Kittens, Fetch, Modular Board, Iron Curtain, Valerian, The Alpha Missions. People are going to get this one. I like the Valerian movie, by the way. I thought it was fun to go to, and I enjoyed it. The acting was leaden to some degree, but the special effects and storyline were very, very fun. So I'd be interested in this, and I know it's based on the comics, not the movie. Upper Deck has Dread Draw, player elimination game. Legendary Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'll make Z do that because he does all the legendary stuff. Shark Island by Pete Shirey, who likes everything sharky. More versus stuff. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if these are good or not. Word Domination from Uproarious Games. That's not a terrible name for a company. Uproarious. USA Appley has Guardians of the Galaxy game. I don't think that's going to be good. Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. The Monster Box of Monsters expansion. Eric Summer will be running for that one, so don't get hit by him. Munchkin, Deadpool, Munchkin, Rick and Morty, Nefarious, Becoming a Monster expansion. Hopefully that adds theme into that game because that game was not a mad science game. Rollers Deluxe, Super Mario Level Up board game. I still haven't played this one. I took it home to play with my kids because I really like the game it's based on. I really think this is going to be a good game because it's based on King Me, which was a game I enjoyed from many years ago. Van Ryder Games has some more stuff for Hostage Negotiator. Vesuvius has Dwarves Fall, Empire's Expansion. Hopefully makes Dwarves a good game. Vice Games, yeah, well, not for me. Victory Point Games, Nemo's War. I've heard really good things about Nemo's War, but I haven't even seen it at all. And Twilight of the Gods, same thing for that one. White Wizards has some stuff for Star Realms. Wild Boy Studios has Wild West Shepherds, which I think Z just reviewed that last week. WizKids is coming with games coming out their eyeballs. So there's the Witching Hour. And that one looks cool. I haven't played it yet. A lot of stuff in that box for sure. Deadline looks cool. Dicebot Mega Fun. I don't like that one at all, actually. Dungeon Hustle. We played that one yesterday. Pass on many levels. Unlike every single possible level, you should not get Dungeon Hustle at all. But to make up for that, get Dungeons and Dragons Tomb of Annihilation. But I really like that whole system, so that's fun. And the Expanse game looks good, and Fantasy Realms is a lot of fun. Sidereal Confluence is one of those games I still haven't got to the table, but I'm excited about it. Tournament at Camelot. Sam has not stopped talking about this trick-taking game. And Wartime. This is a real-time war game where, like, you move a piece, and then you flip a timer, and once that timer's done, you can move it again. So you're moving as fast as you can to conquer your opponent. I like it. It's going to have a very small audience of people who like it because you're going to have to like war games and real-time games, and I think that's a small group. Banned Words. Now, look at that box. That looks like an adult party game, but it's not. This is a taboo killer where you have to give clues to your team to guess words, but the other team has seen the list ahead of time, and they're writing down words that they hope you say because if you do, they get points. Really, really good game. And Z-Man Games. Jungle. I can't spell it right because there's 2 G's in it. And number 9, this is a really cool game. I hope to get a hold of this. I still haven't got it. Smile, which I like. Spynet. And Valletta. My review of Valletta will be going up this week, I believe. So that is all the things on this list. I got a little bit of time here. I'm going to try to go through the GenCon book. If someone has a link for that and they can send it to me. Derek, can you turn off my screen here for a bit so I don't give away all my passwords? Just put me on the thing. Am I on? All right. Someone said they were going to send me a link via Twitter. So let me look at my messages. Direct messages. Nope, no one sent me a link for that. Maybe I'll look in notifications. Maybe there's a link there. If someone has a GenCon book, we'll open it up and look at it real quickly and go through stuff. All right, let me look at my email then. Does anyone have the book? Because they took it off the internet. They must be changing some things on it. Well, maybe I'll answer some questions here. Any announcements on guests for the DR show? Oh, the Dice Tower show. As for the companies that will be there, let's keep that a surprise. You'll find out when you get there. I mean, it's no secret that Stronghold will be there since they're sponsoring the show. So Stronghold will be there, but we'll let you see what other companies are going to be there. I believe we have 6 company announcements, or maybe 5. It's 5 or 6 company announcements, and then we will have a pile of other stuff. We have 2 announcements about the Dice Tower. One of them, I think, fairly big, but you'll have to come and find out there. All right, so I don't see anyone sent me the book through email, and no one sent it to me through Twitter. So I went and I had looked at the people. I looked at the book earlier, but they removed it. So the only way someone would have it is if they actually saved it to their computer and you sent it to me. Someone asked what the next top 10 is, and that is going to be top 10 games that are chock full of theme, brimming with theme. That's coming out this Thursday. After that, we're going to... You will see. You will see. You'll see. All right, well, I'm not getting any comments that there is anything about the book online. Again, they must have taken it down from all the spots. And unfortunately, like I was going to go through it. So I'll answer a few questions and then we'll end this. I have not watched the whole Expanse show. I only watched the pilot episode, so I need to watch more of that. Do you know anything about RPG announcements for GenCon? I don't. When is a new Top 100 coming out? We delayed it a few weeks because Eric is doing his Top 100 and I didn't want them to crisscross too much. Was there new t-shirts to buy from Dice Tower? Yeah, you can go to our website and get them now. They won't be at GenCon, but you can get them from our website. I know Tom hates when people repeat questions. I hope he scrolls up. Well, ask it again. I'm not scrolling up, so that's fine. Anything you're surprised not to see at GenCon 50? Probably, but that's off the top of my head, I can't think of it. Will you be going to the Secret Cabal meetup? I have another thing that's... I have a meeting that's scheduled during that time, and I'm not... it's fine for Secret Cabal to do their thing. I just don't really enjoy hanging out with a lot of drunk people, and that's what the meetups there are. And those people really enjoy that, and that's fine for them. It's not necessarily my scene for me personally, but I think some of the Dice Tower guys might be going. I mean, I might show up, but I don't know. We actually see the solar eclipse while traveling back from GenCon. Well, we're not leaving GenCon until Monday night, so we'll see the solar eclipse in GenCon, 91%. What is your favorite theme? Space, I guess. I don't know. How many secret announcements do you know about? And do you think any of them will have significant impact on people's hype? I know about a lot of secret announcements, but I guess some of them will have impact. I don't know. I don't really keep track of whether things will have impact on people's hype. Is your booth in the same place this year? No, it's slightly different. There's a link. I keep forgetting the number of our booth, but it's very close to where it was before. If you go to our website, we have a GenCon page there where it gives our schedule of who's going to be at the booth and when and where the booth is. If you were an attendee, what would be your top 2 to 3 GenCon events? I would probably go to I'd go watch the parade, and then I would spend most of my time in the exhibit hall, really. Will you also go through this list, but instead of for sale games, the demo games, and share your thoughts? Nah. Demo games are fine. They're interesting to go through, but I'm more interested in what's actually there. I think we get so caught up sometimes in games that are coming out. What about the games that are actually being released at GenCon? I think that's what we should be more excited about. Tom, I emailed you a link to the GenCon book. And my email is having a great time loading here. So it did load. I don't see it. Did you email it to tomvasel@gmail.com? Maybe you went to spam. I'm going to check spam. Hi, Tom Vasel. I'm so lucky to find you. Olay anti-aging cream, flying helicopter toy, and more. Attention, dear beneficiary. No, that's probably... Oh, they found my missing money. That's exciting. Well, we'll come back and check my email in a second, but I'm not seeing it there. I don't... GenCon live show, Mercedes-Benz, UPS package scheduled today, Indiegogo promos, graphic design, Dogmite games, games for young children, get the word out. If you had 1 minute to get anything in an electronics store for free, what would you get? Oh, maybe they sent it through BGG. No. Maybe they sent it through Facebook. This is riveting watching. No? Maybe it has the... Because I have different filters that send different words to different places. No. Do I have a GenCon folder that things go to? Huh. Well, weird. You'll have to probably resend it. I apologize. Okay, anyway, other questions. Cowboy Bebop game coming out. I don't know anything about that game. What's your favorite place to eat at an indie? Probably, I can't afford to go there much, but St. Elmo's is amazing. Someone sent me a tweet, too. Ah, there's the program book. I got it. Oh, it's going to take 17 minutes to download? Well, that's not useful. Oh, now it's down at 6 minutes. Okay, well, while the PDF book here is downloading, oh my, I don't think this is going to download fast enough for me. Let me see. I'm on the fastest internet we have here. Well, let me answer some more questions meanwhile. Are you glad they reprinted Troubles? Oh yeah, I think Troubles is great. When are you announcing the secret game everyone is talking about? I'm not announcing any secret game that everyone is talking about. We're announcing some stuff. There's some stuff being announced at our live show on Friday, but I don't think anyone really knows about any of that stuff. And I don't want to get people to the point where like their minds will be blown by these announcements. There's some really interesting stuff that the companies are doing. If that's what you mean. But we're not announcing any game on our channel. There's stuff that I know about that will be announced on Dice Tower News and other platforms and stuff when it comes out for sure. And I might have some reviews that you haven't seen the game or heard about them that you will see come out over the course of this week or next week. But there's nothing other than that, really. If you're going to St. Elmo's this year, how many shrimp cocktails will you eat? Well, just one, because they're really good. But 70, where are you? 1989? No, I'm in out of the way. Our studio is not in the city. We have a slower thing here. Also, we are currently streaming, so that's going to take up our bandwidth. I could switch to another, and it also could just be where it's coming from, right? It could be the server that it's coming from. Sometimes that takes slower too. But let me see if I can. Oh, well, Dropbox is syncing. That would probably cause some of the problems. Let's see if I switch to, what are we streaming on? Upload Central? Well, anyhow, other questions. Let's see here. Are you going to get a copy of Pandemic Legacy Season 2 at GenCon? I don't think that's going to be there. Any idea when a review of Ex Libris will come out? We don't have the game yet, so it's going to be after GenCon for sure. Why did you go back to the old Tales of format? Because people liked it better the old way. We got way more. That was, I mean, I'll do what I want despite criticism, but when I see a lot of people want something one way, we go that way, and way more people enjoyed it the old way than the new way. Did you know about TI4 before SAM? I don't think so. I think we found out about the same time. Dropbox is the bane of all streamers. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, well that fixed the problem there. It now has 6 seconds left to download. That's a much better thing. All right, put me back on here. Let's look at this book here. GenCon 50. Here we go. Let me pull back up this. We're just going to go through the GenCon book real quickly. And there's the cover, GenCon 50. They make a big deal about that, of course. GenCon going on for 50 years, 10 years, more than I've been alive. Page 1, Pokemon bought this. The game is not over yet. No, actually, Pokemon PSA card bought that. Fate of the Elder Gods, page 3. That's a pretty big thing to get on there, so that's cool. Contents, yeah. Rio Grande Games, they have a room. So if you don't know what else to do at GenCon, you can always go to room 233 and just sit down and play games. To try the new Dominion. Huh, I think I'll swing by that room to look at the new Dominion. Then Adrian Swartout, the GenCon CEO, says, welcome. Well, that's very nice of her. Welcome back to GenCon Paizo fans. All right, here's the convention map. So as we look at this map here, you can see how big this area is. You can see this auction room. That's a fun place to go to if you don't know where to go and watch the auction. Then Greater Than Games, there's a lot of different places that have their own rooms. So you can see one here from Greater Than Games. Over here, you see Asmati Games. Fantasy Flight has a huge section. That's because they're running giant tournaments. Over here is First Exposure Playtest Hall. This is going to be a place where you can go play prototypes and things like that. VIG Lounge, you can't go in there unless you paid a lot of money. Main stage, see this right here? This big room? That is where the Dice Tower live show is going to be. Very exciting. That room is fantastic. There's also a reception room right here where I think you line up to get into the show, and then after the show we might be able to talk to you there or something like that. All right, let's go to the second half of this page. More rooms all over the place for different places. A lot of these rooms are going to be where different events are. You'll notice there's some more. There's Catalyst Game Labs has a room down here. And then this is the second floor. This is where the Rio Grande room is. And the Czech Games is right next to them. Bunch of spas. And then Paizo has a huge area. That's a giant ballroom where people are playing RPGs. This is interesting to me. The Lucas Oil Stadium, if I think last year, they just had this section here. Now they have this big, humongous area here. Laser tag is going to be there. Mayfair has a huge spot. Twilight Creations is a small part of Mayfair. And then WizKids has a big section over here too. And then this shows how everything connects. You can see that if you want to go to the end, if you want to go to Lucas Oil Stadium, you have to walk down this path. I did it last year. Then these are all the lucky people and these attached hotels, the Hyatt's Regency, the Westin, the Marriott, and the Crown Plaza. And everyone else has to walk a good distance, unfortunately. There are things that are happening in these. The Westin has a lot of different events in it. This is where the Dice Tower show used to be, in one of the Capitol Ballrooms. We were in Capitol Ballroom 3, then we went to Capitol Ballroom 5, and then last year we moved to the big area. So there's all these different areas here. I've been in all these buildings. And then Mayfair says, come by and play our games. Here's some important information about badges, registration policy, ticket refunds. That's all very fun to read about. Show policies. Don't bring in guns. Upper Deck talks about their new releases, Pushing Shark Island. Game of Thrones Catan. Was that on the list? Oh no, maybe they're not selling it there. They're just demoing it. I still think this guy here looks ridiculous. All right, the game might be fine, but this guy here, that just, what's he doing? Looks like he's hawking something. Legend of the Five Rings. I played this with Z. Z did a review of it last week. I've only played it once, so there's that. But I liked it, but it's not my style. It's like a sword fight type game, a back and forth style game. So I think it's going to do amazing. The artwork is unbelievable. It's very well designed. So I think people are going to like it. Then we have the gigantic, humongous exhibitor hall. There's half of it. Here's the other half. Okay, the Dice Tower booth is, where is it? Because I know it's like 2539. It's right there where my cursor is. Woo! All right, so you can come in here, go down there, and come up here and find it. Or you can come in here, go around the Family Fun Pavilion. I told them I want to be near the Family Fun Pavilion, so we're close. So we're on a fake aisle there. That's between two other little aisles. We're not on the big aisle. But I got to pay extra for that anyway. That's exciting. All right, the mayor, the president and CEO of Visit Indy welcomes us. Breaking Games has a lot of cool stuff. Here's some featured food and drink. Hot Bucks Pizza. I don't know if that's good or not. Sun King Brewer, I've been there. Scotty's Brew House, I think I've been there once maybe. Food trucks. Look how many food trucks there are. That's amazing how many different food trucks are coming in. Wild Boar Barbecue, that sounds good. Then the show sponsors, Mayfair Games and Paizo are and Rio Grande are the co-sponsors of the show. Contributing sponsors means they paid slightly less money. Catan Studio, CG, and Upper Deck. Asmodeus bought the show, I guess. That's why they're not on the list. Then smaller show partners here. And yeah, there's Cool Stuff. Go check them out. Oh, there's a page for Cool Stuff. You want some cheap games? Go buy Cool Stuff. Demo 5 games and get 50% off of any game at booth for quick, simple fun. You definitely want to check that out. Seems pretty good. More show sponsors. There's Codenames Duet, and that's a question from Vladish Vato. The Any Awards. These are the RPG awards. A lot of stuff going on here. They really are run very well. A lot of cool things, and we'll find out. I like down here it says all-time winners of Best Publisher, and Paizo has won the last 8 years in a row. Will they win again this year? Who knows? Entrepreneur Alley, this is like a focus on this. We were in Entrepreneur Alley 2 years ago, so these are people who are new, or new, they just never had a booth before. Like Pandasaurus is here because they've been, in the past, they've been with IDW. So let me see how many of these I know. Daily Magic Games, they're cool. They're the ones who used to be Clever Mojo. Devere, they're new to America. Goliath Games, Long Pack Games, they make stuff that they made our dice for the Dice Tower. Mystic Ape, Oink Games, Pandasaurus, Quinid, Restoration Games, definitely go check them out. They have a really small booth for how much awesomeness they have. So they'll have a bigger booth next year, I feel it. Then these are Marketing Fellowship recipients. These are people who like got the double-sized booth, because you have to like fill out an application when you do this, and you have to be like, GenCon, please give me the booth, and here's why, and you write out a whole bunch of things, and then they vote on it. The Dice Tower did not win when we did it. More stuff: Dark Souls, Shadowrun Zero Day, Wild West Exodus miniatures game, charity. There's different official charities. This time they're helping child advocates, and they're also working with some other people down here. I know I'm like kind of speeding through this book, but that's because we need to finish this up so that we can pack and get ready to go tomorrow. More Hot Box Pizza. They're showing you where it is. Diana Jones Awards. Okay, let's predict the winner there. The Beast, the card game. No, that's not going to win. Shouldn't even be nominated. End of the Line. OARP, I don't know. GenCon has been nominated. That's so lame, though, that they're nominating the convention where they give out the award at. Gloomhaven, the Romance Trilogy, role-playing games, and Terraforming Mars. I think GenCon will win. Scotty's Brewhouse. Well, that burger looks very delicious. Led Zeppelin. All girls, all Zeppelin will be there. The Thing, Infection Outpost. That looks really interesting. A sneak peek at that. More booths. Let's see. Coppola always has some dice that you can get some GenCon dice, and I think their dice will sell more this time than ever before because it's GenCon 50. Wizards want it. What did I tell you? Isn't that a great cover? Really like that cover. Also, there's the Horticultural Hall. Oh, that's okay. I know what that is. Actually, I might go to that because it's like a museum of the 50 years of GenCon. So that sounds like something interesting. I will likely go see that. They Might Be Giants are going to be there. Derek is going to that, so that's $10, which seems like a pretty decent price. There's a Splendor expansion. Retrospective panels. They're going to be talking about all sorts of things. Oh, there's a full page for They Might Be Giants. They, and then part of it's upside down, and it shows an empty bird cage. I don't know what that means. Did they escape? Do you know what that means?
That's just their current artwork. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Featured presenters, and this is where GenCon always falls for me a little bit, and they're featured presenters because they have, if you look at these featured presenters, there are so few board games compared to, there's like 3 role-playing ones for every board gamer. But they have a ton of featured presenters, so let's find the board game ones. The ones that I know about anyway. I'm not saying these RPG people are not important. They are certainly, there's a lot of great people here, but let's find the, let's see here. Mike Elliott has done a lot of different board games. He started working for Magic, and then Scott Elliott. No, I don't know who he is. He did a board game, Dragonstone Mine. So there's that. Let's see. Justin Gary has made Ascension, so he's known for that. Michael Gray, he deserves to be there for sure. He's one of the grandfathers, probably best known for Fortress America, and really pushing a lot of people into gaming. Steve Jackson, of course, has done a lot of different games. Eric Lang, I've heard of him. He's designed something or other. I don't remember what, but he's senator. That's what it is. Let's see here. Again, I'm not. I know who a lot of these people are, but I'm kind of just pointing out the board game people here. And as you can see, again, and this is just because Gen Con is more focused on the RPGs. Even though board gaming is a huge chunk of it now, the people who run it just focus on RPGs. All right. Man, there's a lot of people on this list. Jordan Wiseman has done stuff with board gaming, BattleTech, and he designed a game for the Catalyst one. It wasn't that good of a game, but Tom Wham has made some games back in the day. Kings and Things. John Zinzer is the CEO of AEG. Lou Zaki is all about dice. So those guys are there. Christian Peterson, he owns some company. It was a small one, Fantasy Flight Games. Larry Rosnai owns Mayfair Games, so he's on the list. And there's more stuff about beer. These are other things you can do. Event groups that are going to be in the area. There's a lot of cool stuff here in this book. These show the different, not sure if these are advertised. Oh, these are premier event groups. Not really sure what that means exactly. Indie Brew Bus. Yes, drink beer while you're on a bus. There's also the beer bus where people are all pedaling around. You'll see them, or you'll hear them for sure as you go through. Slugfest Games, Stronghold Games. There's just a bunch. This is like basically just the way, if you promoted it, you get to be in there. BattleTech and Shadowrun. I really like that artwork for BattleTech. That's a really good get in the game. The First Exposure playtest. They have some new games here that are being playtest. Let's see if I know any of these. Nope, but you can go in there and play new games. It's kind of cool that they're giving these people kind of a spot in the book itself. So that's neat. Card Hollow, that's a lot of fun. You'll see all those stacks of cards here in the bottom. People go and stack up all these cards, and at the end on Saturday night, people throw coins and smash them all down, which I've always wanted to see, and I never got over there to see it. Face painting. We should get our face painted right before the Dice Tower live show. Balloon sculpting. He makes huge things out of balloons. That's cool. A blood drive. I always think blood drive is not the best thing to do at a convention. If only because people are already running themselves ragged. If you run yourself ragged and give blood, it seems like a bad thing. Coin op arcade. This year, I'm taking some quarters with me so I can play in the arcade. Oh, no, not this one. I'm sorry. That was last year in the hallways. This one you just pay, and I think you can go in and play for free, I think. There's a quiet room you can go to, just to be quiet. Worship service. This is West End, Capital 3. If you come to that on Sunday at 9 a.m., you may hear me. I'm the one speaking at that service. A vow renewal service. So they're going to do lots of people renewing their vows? A grouping thing of it? Okay. Last Night on Earth. Oh, it's their 10-year anniversary edition. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize it was 10 years old now. Wasabi Anime here has stolen the Starbucks logo. Anime viewing room. Yeah, I saw that last year. There's a lot of places where you can go and watch anime there while you're there. Saturday morning cartoons breakfast. You can go get cereal, milk, and watch cartoons from the 80s. That's why you paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go to Gen Con. So you can watch anything you could get on YouTube. Let's see here. That's interesting. Family Fun. There's a Family Fun Pavilion. I recommend you go there. There's a lot of great games there. Action Phase games, Bananagrams. Look down that list. A lot of my favorite companies are in the Family Fun Pavilion. I really like it. If you have kids, they have all these grouped together so you can go to them. They're not the only family games there, but they're all in one spot. So that's a recommended thing. And then you get to destroy the balloon creature, so that's fun. So Gen Con's about building things up and then destroying them. And they got buttons here. I guess they're trying to copy the Penny Arcade thing from Penny Arcade. Industry Insiders. These are featured presenters. The guest of honor, Margaret Weiss, who I've read many of her books. And let's see, this guy is an editor, and this guy is a more RPGs. Let's see if they have any featured people, presenters who are board gamers. No, not yet, but maybe. Paizo, James Launer. Paul Peterson has designed Smash Up and Guillotine. Oh, and then Carol is the vice president and co-owner of Cheap Ass Games. I believe I've met her. She helped relaunch. Yes, I definitely met her. So she helped relaunch the game, so that's cool. Dragonfire. Let's see. Marie Poole from Lone Shark Games. Liz Spain did some of the stuff for Betrayal at House on a Hill, but I don't know what else she has designed. I think it's more... Yeah, see, a lot of these people, I know that they've done some of the designs on the Betrayal at House on the Hill, but I don't know what they've done outside of that. Weave. I don't know if that looks interesting to me or not. Maybe. GenCon Industry Alumni. These are lots of experts and professionals that have come in. There's a lot of people on that list. I'm looking to see if Sam Healy's here. I don't see his name here. What? Pathfinder, Advisory Panel, Industry Insider Events, Ninja Division, 3 Comics, which I don't know. I don't find any of these funny, actually. Maybe this one here, dropping the rule book, I guess, but I don't know. Okay, learning a new game can be tough. Oh, this is actually for DICE. This is their learn a game from the thing. It's an advertisement, 2-page advertisement. GenCon's guest of honor for the puppet program, Noah McNeil. Well, that's interesting. That's kind of cool. He was Bear. Oh, I really like. Well, that's really neat. Eric's gonna go give him a hug. Brandon Sanderson has a new book there. Will he be there? Well, it doesn't say he'll be there. Game library where you can go check out really bad games. I mean, there's also good games, but look at that mess down there. Look at that pile. That's not even organized. Come on now. Come on. Here's their gear. Do you like the shirts this year? I don't know if I like that dragon. I don't know if I like that shirt. The GenCon 50 hat. That looks nice. The one that just says GenCon 50. Maybe I'll get a hat for that. And when I'm 90, I'll be like, I was at GenCon 50, you whippersnappers, at GenCon 100. Then there's entertainers. If you see these guys or hear them, you will definitely. Dan the Bard is okay. The belly dancers, I'm not sure. I've definitely seen these guys. Il Troubadour. I've seen them play. Instant Game Show. That I have not run into. April Knight. Mark Gunn. Marooned. Oh, Walter Street Bridge. These guys sing every year. I definitely heard them. And the Irish Bard. Dwarven Forge has stuff there. How much of this book is left? We need to end this. We need to pack. I'm just like zooming through now. This is not very useful. I should have did this first. This is more interesting, I think, than the list of games. This is the mega games thing. This NSDM, they make big mega games where they do things that are like you can see here, the Cold War. So you'll play that for 4 hours, or Contemporary Crisis, something that happens now. Here's the little pack of gum games. That's a very impressive look. He's definitely doing something different. And 40 plus a pod, you can pick any 8 games. Z Garcia has ranked all the games, so just buy the top 8. Here's that spa program I talked about earlier. We're going to get spas done. Okay, good. Dance Through the Ages. They always have a dance party. I've always thought that if I wanted to go to a dance party, a game convention would be my number one choice.
You'd be the best dancer there.
No, I would not be. I can make other people look good. Costume stuff. Ooh, that's a nice Lex Luthor costume. That's really good. That's a good Ant-Man costume. Oh, do you want to enter? Let's fill that right now. I'm going to put in Sam Healy. I'm sure he would appreciate that. Mayfair Games at the Lucas Oil Stadium. Cosplay Guest of Honor. I didn't know that cosplays had Guests of Honor, but I guess that makes sense. Lots of authors. So they got some, let's see, do they have like an author guest of honor? Oh, they do. Charlene Harris, Dead Until Dark. I guess that means at dark they're not dead anymore. That's kind of spooky. Book signings that people are doing. More special guests. Oh, Patrick Rothfuss is going to be there. Maybe he could bring the newest copy of the book there. And Brandon Sanderson's going to be there. Oh, those are some big authors for sure. I'm sure the other ones are big too. Though I knew those two. True Dungeon. Lots of people are going to be doing that. And they're basing it on Name of the Wind. Again, I wouldn't mind if he actually finished Name of the Wind, but it is what it is. Harvey Putter and the Ridiculous Premise. That looks amazing. This is at their film festival. You can go watch movies. Final War Tactical Card Game. That looks like a CCG for sure. Final War. Oh, they're not too far from our booth. Game On, crowdfunding for gamers, by gamers. I'm very curious about this. Like, is this going to take off? I mean, it's hard. Why would you not use Kickstarter? Why would you use this? That's interesting. I might have to go talk to them to see why they would try to get you to use that instead of Kickstarter. Okay. I'm getting weary because this book is never ending. Oh, Sheriff of Nottingham and Viral. Look at those games. They look fantastic. Get a free Viral promo card at the Dice Tower booth. Oh, that's right. I guess we should mention that. Come by booth 2539 and get a free Viral promo card. That's vaselitis. The worst disease you can possibly imagine. But yes, we will have thousands of them. So come by and we'll give you one. I'm glad I didn't stop at that point in the book before I got to that. I would have forgot to announce that. Sword Fighting Arena. I always want to do that, and then I never do. BGG Hot Games Room. I heard that they had so many people that they actually just moved to a bigger room for that. So if you want to play games. And the Circle City awaits you. You can get on the bus. All right. Okay, here's all the events. Wow, a ton of events. So we're going to stop here. I don't know, we're not. We're going to go to the last page. Maybe I should look for a faster scroll down bar on the side. There's no scroll on the side. I just got to scroll as fast as I can. I'm at Saturday. Saturday's really long. I'm at Sunday. And there's the last page. Grimmakin, The Wicked Harvest. And Half-Seas Dice. Ooh, Half-Seas Dice is going to be there. That's neat. I like their stuff. Inkwell Games. GenCon. All right, we'll end with this cool picture of a dragon and a knight. All right, folks, that was kind of a really half-hearted look through the GenCon book, but we really do need to get going. So until next time, I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys at GenCon if you're going. If not, have no fear. Tons of videos going up this week. You've been watching the Dice Tower.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.